Hi there, I'm Sarah Bradshaw.
And I'm Stephanie Citrullo. Tonight we're going to give you an exclusive look
into the 2013 Sarasota Film Festival. Sarasota over the years has grown into a respectable and passionate art community, with rotating art pieces down by our bay, the famous Ringling Art Museum, and now they're adding flourishing film community under their belt.
For the past 14 years, Sarasota has hosted their very own film festival, and this year they're celebrating 1.5 decades of film.
Out of 1,800 films reviewed for selection, only a handful, including 27 local films, were picked by experienced industry judges to be presented at this year's film festival.
Including films that have premiered in Berlin, London, and the Sundance Film Festival. What we have for you tonight is all the behind-the-scenes footage of all the biggest film festival events, parties, and red carpets. Also featuring exclusive interviews with Hollywood directors, celebrities, local filmmakers, and the professionals that make the Sarasota Film Festival possible. So here's your own personal experience and guided tour of the 2013 Sarasota Film Festival. And I'm standing next to the director, Tom Hall. Hi, Tom. Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you for having me.
So, firstly, what I wanted to ask you was, as it's been 15 years now of the Sarasota Film Festival, how have you kept fans wanting to come back? How have you kept it interesting and new for them?
One of the cool things about a film festival is every year, every movie is new. It's different. So we every year we have about 200 films that we bring to the community, and every year they're all different. New filmmakers, new stories, new ideas. That we think is really important. Sarasota is a city of the arts, and an important part of being an artistic city is having a real connection to working, living artists, and filmmakers are that. They're creating new films every year. So our goal is to bring the newest, the most interesting films of this year to our audience, and I think we've been effective, and that's why people trust us to come back year after year to see what's new and happening in cinema.
Hi, I'm Sarah Bradshaw, and welcome to the 2013 Sarasota Film Festival, here opening night at the Van Wezel. Hi, Mary. What brings you to the red carpet today?
We are very excited to be partners with the Sarasota Film Festival. We think they do a great job, and our 2 days of women's films are marvelous because they're all directed by women for women on topics of interest to women. So we have two full section of shorts, which I think is marvelous. And this year we're showing 20 films, including several that are just barely not shorts.
Hi, I'm standing here with the Chalk Festival founder, Denise Cola. Hi, Denise. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an exciting event for sure for Sarasota.
So, what do you think the Chalk Festival brings to Sarasota?
Oh, what does the Chalk Festival bring?
The list is probably, enormous, but just a few main ones.
Well, this year we have a really exciting theme. We're going to be partnering with the Patterson Foundation, so it's going to be a legacy of valor. We're going to be honoring our veterans, inspiring patriotism, and embracing freedom.
That's awesome.
So it's going to be a really unique event this year.
So the film that you're about to see, called Blackfish, what are you looking forward to seeing in that movie?
Oh, well, it's something that's very dear to my heart. It's something that I don't donate money to many things aside from the Chalk Festival, but that is something that I donate money to. So I really do believe in preserving what we have on this planet and living in harmony with that. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be emotional, but I'm excited to see how they put the movie together.
So what brings you here to the red carpet today?
My son has a movie, Land of Hope, which is going to be playing in the film festival. It's a Japanese film that he's co-produced. His company's Third Window Films, and what he does is normally distribute film, but he's getting more into the production side now.
Do you have any thoughts on how the American audience might respond?
I think they're really going to like it because it's very culturally diverse, and it hits a lot of things that would affect any group of people anywhere with a disaster.
I'm standing here with Allison and Ashley, two artists from Lay Me in the River. Hi, you guys. How does it feel to be here tonight?
It's kind of surreal.
I bet.
But really incredible.
It's exciting, weird.
Now, what role did you guys play in Lay Me in the River?
We're co-directors and co-writers.
Co-director and co-writer?
Yeah.
So what was your inspiration for this movie? Like, what inspired you to make this movie?
Originally, we made it for the Louisiana Film Prize, so it was largely inspired by Louisiana, but also by the story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, I love that Disney movie.
It's kind of just the sensibilities of the characters are very similar to the characters in the Hunchback. It's put in a completely different time and context, but that's really where we garnered a lot of our inspiration for the story.
Sitting here with Sam, a former SeaWorld orca trainer. Hi, Sam. How does it feel to be on the red carpet today?
It's just really exciting. I can't believe I'm here. It's amazing to be in Sarasota. We're really just right down the street from SeaWorld of Orlando. Yeah. So a lot of people who didn't know what goes on behind the scenes, who've probably been going to SeaWorld all their lives, are going to find out the truth tonight. So I'm very excited about that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and again, it's overwhelming, and I think it just shows you that most people don't really think about it when they go to SeaWorld, what goes on behind the scenes, but once they see it in the movie, what's really happening, their eyes are open and they go, oh, this is wrong, what can I do about it? So it's really motivating people to want to do something and to want to change things. Sort of the way the Cove movie did in 2009, that talked about where the animals came from and how they ended up at places at SeaWorld, and this really goes into more what are their lives like at SeaWorld and what are they missing compared to being in the wild, where, they swim 80 to 100 miles a day, they have incredibly rich, complex social lives, and they can live in some cases up to 100 years old. There's a whale right now called the granny whale. It was over 100 years old. At SeaWorld, maybe they make it, the females don't make it, into their 30s, and the males barely make it into their 20s.
Oh, that's terrible. What is the most shocking piece of information that you think people may find after watching Blackfish?
I think some of the footage, the behind-the-scenes footage that came out when the OSHA versus SeaWorld came out, there was some behind-the-scenes footage that came out because of the Freedom of Information Act. So you'll see what it actually looks like when an orca attacks a trainer, and it's rather shocking when you see what happens when, in some cases, anywhere from a 6,000 pound to a 12,000 pound animal goes after a human being, and you can see that there's very little that you can do. So the idea that it's safe on any level to put humans in close proximity to these animals when they're in these confined spaces, there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of frustration, you can see very quickly things can go wrong. So the argument that it's somehow safe for trainers to be in the water on any level, no matter what kind of training they have, it just, one little thing has to go wrong.
Hi, we're here at the Art Center downtown Sarasota
for the UN Women's Reception
at the 2013 Sarasota Film Festival.
So our film is the story of the women who served in the Navy during World War II as waves, which was for women accepted for volunteer emergency service. They were the first group of women to be admitted into the military at the same rank and pay as men. So they were doing the same jobs that men did. They got the same pay that men did. And one of the ladies calls themselves, they're the hinges of history, which means, she says, it means that the world maybe wouldn't be the same if they hadn't been there. I really like that.
So why do you think it's so important to bring women's lives on screen?
Well, I think it's really, this is a story that most people don't know about. I talk to my students about this, and most of them aren't even aware that this group of women existed. And so I think it's really important for people to understand that these are women who did really interesting things and really important things, but because they weren't on the front lines of battles, they didn't make it into the history books necessarily, and their history needs to be recovered. They're also all now in their 80s and 90s, and so if we don't tell their stories now, we're not going to hear them. They're going to get lost.
The film is an exploration of women and women's gun culture and how women relate to guns in America. It looks at many different women from across the country who share a variety of different reasons and attitudes towards guns, and the gun has affected them in many different ways.
Okay, so what inspires you to bring women's lives to the screen?
Well, I'm a woman and I have many female friends, but I think that particularly for this subject, what I was interested in was because it's such and a gun is an object that's so often associated with men and masculinity, that to look at it through a woman's eyes, through that prism, was something I felt really refreshing and interesting.
Tell us a little bit about your film.
My film is on a group of women who are in their 80s and 90s, but they have done incredible work all over the world helping the poor. Their life is about working with the poor, and these are American Catholic nuns and from an order called the Maryknoll Sisters. I think women's story can only be told by, well, I shouldn't say only, but I think women are better storytellers for women's stories.
Today, I'm here with Greg Perkins, a film professor at the University of Tampa. Today, he's visiting my own video production class at Sarasota County Technical Institute. Greg, what are you hoping that my classmates will walk away with today?
Well, I presented on neorealist filmmaking, and it's a movement that started in the 1950s and in Italy and sort of has become one mode that a lot of independent filmmakers are using now. And in fact, I'm sure the students, from my lecture will take ideas of how some of the basic qualities of neorealist films and may start to sort of see those in the films that are being projected at the Sarasota Film Festival. The other part is maybe students will start to use those techniques in their own filmmaking.
Yeah. Now, how do you hope that the education outreach program will help possible and future film students?
I think there's a couple of ways it really helps. I've been involved a number of years with Youth Fest as a judge. I'm a judge again this year. And also I've judged before. And just been present for the screening, that Sunday screening, which are really remarkable. What I've noticed is it gives this program, your classmates, an opportunity to start making films in high school. It's an opportunity that my generation never had. We didn't have filmmaking classes in high school, so it gives you a start. I think the outreach program, it also exposes you to the sort of richness of the programming at the Sarasota Film Festival, which is really a remarkable festival. I think we all know that.
I'm standing here with Allison Kohler, the Director of Education for the Sarasota Film Festival. So Allison, tell us about your student education program.
So the Sarasota Film Festival runs an education program from January through April every year, and we run 13 education programs and reach 5,000 students from preschool through seniors in high school. We have screenwriting programs, filmmaking programs, film critique and review, and also a field trip program that runs the duration of the festival, where we bus in thousands of students to Hollywood 20, where they view a selected short film or feature film program with us. Something that distinguishes the Sarasota Film Festival's education program from any other festival in the nation is that we do it at absolutely no cost to all of our student participants. It's a pretty significant difference, and we're really proud of that.
Hi, I'm standing here with Sarah DiMichele, who is part of the Sarasota High School Drama Department, who is one of the actors tonight to read scripts out loud at the Youth Screenwriter Circle. So tell us, Sarah, how is it reading all these scripts, and do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of pressure too, because you don't want to mess up. But
do you get nervous a lot?
Yes. But sometimes if you're the narrator, you have the podium, so you kind of have something to hold on to. But if you're acting, you just have the book that you're just like, okay, I got this. I can't mess up, pretty much.
And now, have you been doing this for years, or is this your first year?
I did this last year, and I guess that we've been coming back for 3 years now, so it's been a lot of fun.
I'm now standing here with Brenda Garcia, whose script is called Relationships. So, do you want to tell me a little bit about your script?
Yeah, my script is about this couple, and where the guy, he doesn't take the girl really serious in what he is to her. And the girl gets to the point where she says, I've had enough of it, and basically he tells him, like, if he doesn't straighten up, then he'll break up with him. She'll break up with him. And her mom doesn't like him, and that's why basically they're having problems and everything like that. And then he thinks about it, and he decides to straighten up and like make up with her.
That's awesome. So the guy actually turns out to be a good guy in the end. All right, that's awesome. So now, why do you think it's important to have students involved in the Sarasota Film Festival, such as yourself? Like, does it give you motivation to write scripts and to like make them better?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something amazing to see yourself out there, like what you wrote, and like see it acted by other people. And and things like that, it's a lot of motivation for you too.
All right, I'm standing here with Stephen Tren, another member of the Sarasota Drama Department. So tell us, is it fun reading student scripts?
It's great, like putting up other people's work and seeing their smiles afterwards on how great you did.
Do you ever get nervous?
More than necessary.
Really? So this is your first time doing it, or have you been doing this for years?
It's my first time doing film festival, but it's not my first time on stage.
Is it a passion of yours to be an actor or anything?
I love acting like other people all the time.
Yeah. So why do you think it's so important to include students in the Sarasota Film Festival?
Everyone's important. They should all be included.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you.
Now I'm standing here with Kayla Wilson, whose screenplay is called Pure Blood. Kayla, tell me a little bit about your screenplay.
Well, it's about like Greek gods and how they had a child, but they're not supposed to, so they had to put her up for adoption, and she got emancipated when she was 16 because she didn't like who she was living with, and so.
Wow, so where did you get your motivation to write such a compelling story?
I honestly don't know. I was like laying down and I was like on my phone and I was just like, okay, so, and then like I just like grabbed my laptop and I started just like typing and I just.
I'm standing outside of the Sarasota Yacht Club, which this year is hosting the Sarasota Film Festival's Tribute Luncheon, paying tribute to celebrities such as Marielle Hemingway, Griffin Dunn, Lily Taylor, and Barbara Koppel. I have exclusive interviews with all 4 of these celebrities just for you. Standing here with Griffin Dunn, star of The Discoveries. Griffin, thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about your movie.
It's called The Discoverers. I play a man who's sort of at a midlife crisis. I'm a historian, and my specialty is about the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Yep.
And I end up traveling across country with my family, my kind of demented, close to dementia father, and my children, and we end up with a group of Lewis and Clark reenactors crossing America in the same trek on foot across America, and we sort of discover a lot about ourselves, and it's very funny. The tone is very kind of funny and poignant, and I think it ultimately, it's got, I don't know what kind of rating it'll get, but it's it's a family story. You know, it's about dysfunction between a divorced dad and his kids, and a man who's who's raised his children, who's now reflecting on what kind of son he was to his father, and wonderful performances.
Well, I can't wait to see it. It sounds awesome.
Good, I think you'll like it.
So, what encouraged you to take a part in this movie?
The script.
The script?
Absolutely. It came to me from my agent, the usual sort of way.
Yeah.
And I just really related to the central character.
Yeah.
And I'm a father, and my kid was not that different in age than the girl, Madeline Martin, who's playing my daughter. So it was great. It was great to be able to, play a character, but also use things from your own life, All
right, Griffin, thank you so much for being here with me today, and enjoy the rest of the Sarasota Film Festival. Thank you. I'm standing here with Lily Taylor. Hi, Lily. Thank you so much for being here today. So tell us, why are you here today?
I'm here for the Sarasota Film Festival, and here to get an award, and also to support this film that I did called The Cold Lands.
So tell us a little bit about The Cold Lands.
It's a film I did with an old dear friend of mine, and it's really about the journey of a boy whose mother passed away, and he's trying to find himself in the cold lands, in the kind of the big brave world.
Yeah. So, Lily, have you ever been to Sarasota before?
I haven't.
You haven't? So how are you liking Sarasota so far?
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I can see why, I've heard so much about it, and I've been on the other side of Florida, but I've been wanting to come to this side.
Yeah, it is beautiful. So what started you in filmmaking?
Well, I always wanted to be an actress, and from when I was really little, so I just kept finding a way to make that happen.
I'm standing here with Mickey Sumner. Mickey, how does it feel to be here at the Sarasota Film Festival?
It's a real treat to be. I'm back here. It's my second year.
You're back here.
Yeah, I came back. I was here last year with a movie, and then I couldn't believe my luck to be here second time.
So tell us, why are you here today?
I'm here today. I'm screening my movie called Frances Ha, which is Noah Baumbach's new movie with Greta Gerwig and me, and I'm here today because they are giving me an award for Breakout Star of the Year, which is so exciting and lovely.
So you're very excited about being Breakout Star of the Year.
I am very excited.
So tell us a little bit about your movie.
Okay, so the movie is set in New York. It's in black and white, and it's about friendship between two girls, and it's really about Greta's character called Frances, and she is going through that transition between college and career, and at 27 trying to navigate through New York, through what you're doing with your life and who you are, and being unemployed and relationships. And I play her best friend, and a relationship it's about the journey of female friendship, and yeah, it's wonderful. You should all see it.
I'm definitely going to plan on seeing it. So Mickey, what started you in the film business? Why did you want to become an actress?
I always wanted to act since I was a child, but I went through a lot of different things. I was in art school. I did painting. Went to college for painting, and then when I graduated, I knew that to perform was to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, and I've been lucky enough to be booking jobs.
Well, I wish you so much luck on the rest of your acting career, and thank you so much for being here today. Thanks. I'm standing here with Barbara Koppel, director of Running from Crazy. Barbara, thank you so much for being here today. So tell us a little bit about Running from Crazy.
Running from Crazy is a film that took me 2.5 years to make. It's a look at mental illness, suicide, and how to keep your life in balance. It's told through the eyes of Mariel Hemingway, who is so passionate and so beautiful and so warm. And we decided that we weren't going to make this film if she couldn't be totally honest and really reveal everything that was intimate.
So what inspired you? She did, yeah. What inspired you to make this movie to begin with?
Well, my son's half-brother committed suicide, and so it was a very meaningful piece for me to make. We found a note, which was his suicide note, which was 6 reasons to live and 6 reasons to die. And Reasons to Live were so much more compelling because in them he put all his dreams and everything that he wanted. And the part to die was nobody likes me and I'm a loser. And my son said to me, oh, if I could have only talked to him, I could have told him that I go through those things all the time. So
that's very touching, and kind of getting a lump in my throat just from hearing you talk about it. Now, what was it like working with Mariel Hemingway, and what did she bring to the screen?
Well, you will see what she brings to the screen when you see the film tonight. She brings a sense of truth, a sense of love, a sense of really wanting to get to the bottom of it, and really a conversation and a sense of discovery about who she is and who her family is. I also found 43 hours of never-seen-before footage of Margot Hemingway, and so you really get to see who she is and you get to see the family dynamic. I mean, the film is about the future.
I'm here with Mariel Hemingway, star of Running from Crazy. Mariel, thank you so much for being here today. So tell us a little bit about Running from Crazy.
Running from Crazy is a documentary about me and my family, the Hemingway family, and how I've been literally running from crazy my entire life, feeling as though, I come from 7 suicides, mental illness, addiction, just all these things. So I've been on a search for, what will help me? And then it's really about the discovery that I'm not cursed. I'm not, that I'm okay. So it's a real beautiful journey. And Barbara Koppel is our director, and she's a 2-time Academy Award-winning director. She's absolutely so talented, so stunning, and so it's a pretty powerful piece that I can never watch. She's always like, "Why don't you watch it?" I'm like, "Dude, I lived it. I don't need to watch it."
So you don't watch your own work?
Not I mean, I do, but this in particular is still a little bit, it still hurts periodically, you know, because I reveal a lot of stuff about my family that, you know, it's like, oh, I forgot I said that. So anyway, it's just tough for me. Yeah.
So what inspired you? What convinced you to try and actually put your life out there for everyone to see?
I think that, you know, for me and also for Barbara, I want to inspire people to talk about this. This is mental illness and mental illness is stigma and addiction. All these things are prevalent in society, and we don't deal. And I mean, you as students, you probably, you know that there's so much suicide and stuff that people don't talk about, and we need to talk about it. There used to be stigma around AIDS and breast cancer and whatever it was, and now there's still a stigma around mental illness, and we need to break through that and really create a positive outcome by speaking out.
Yeah. So what do you hope that people will take away from seeing your movie?
I hope that it will inspire people to tell their story. I mean, we really just want people to be able to go, oh my gosh. I mean, because here's the thing, I didn't do this because I thought my story was so unique. I did it because I actually think everybody shares some piece of my story. So it's to inspire people to speak out, to tell their story to friends and family. You don't have to make a movie about it, but to tell your friends, say what's going on. If you're depressed, you're lonely, people need to know that they're not alone. That we're all self-esteem issues. I mean, there's all kinds of mental illness, from food addictions to eating disorders to whatever it is, OCD. All of these things are mental illnesses, and they're okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just if we don't talk about them, then they get embedded deeply into our soul, and we get sick later on in our life, or other things happen because we haven't spoken about the core reason that we're scared or not moving forward in life.
Now, I for one have, in my family, we have a history of depression, so I would just like to say thank you so much for making a movie and letting the public into your life, because it is a breath of fresh air knowing that someone of your stature can portray their life on screen. And so I would just like to thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you. Well, I look forward to you seeing it. That's awesome.
Me too. All right, well, thank you, Marielle, and enjoy the rest of the Sarasota Film Festival.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm here outside of the Sarasota Opera House for tonight's award ceremony hosted by Cheryl Hines and closing night film Frances Ha, starring Mickey Sumner and Greta Gerwig. I'm once again standing here with Mickey Sumner, star Frances Ha, which is the ending film for the Sarasota Film Festival.
That's right.
So how do you feel about being here on the red carpet now presenting your film?
I feel very excited and once again privileged to be closing the festival and presenting and showing a movie that I really love, and I think people will love it.
Hi, I'm Brad Bryan. I was producer on a narrative short film in the Sarasota Film Festival called Boost.
And I'm KT Curran, and I was the director of the short film Boost.
So tell me a little bit about Boost.
Well, Boost is a short film that deals with what we feel is a very important topic right now, which is sexual assault on college campuses. It follows the story of a young man who feels that in life you just need a little extra boost, whether it's in the gym or with the ladies, and he sometimes doesn't really realize the consequences of what he's doing in his life. And so the film sort of follows, from the perpetrator's perspective, a sexual assault and his coming to terms with that after the fact.
Now, what inspired you guys to make such an intense, short film? Why was it important for you to bring it to the screen and have audience see it?
Well, statistics say as many as 1 in 4 young women are assaulted on America's college campuses. And I direct Source Productions for Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida. And so we really are trying to highlight and illuminate the issues that young adults are faced with in the 21st century. And sexual assault is a big issue.
I'm Drew from The Playlist.
Hi, I'm Josh Rothkopf, senior film writer for Time Out New York.
Miranda Siegel, I'm from New York Magazine.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here today. So you're probably not allowed to say, but you guys have a favorite movie that's being shown.
I don't know if we can say.
We're not supposed to say, but it was a very hard process for us because there's so many great movies this year at Sarasota.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, so but we have our favorites. Sure we do. We'll just have to wait and see.
So tell me a little bit about Pasadena. Like, how'd you guys become producers on it? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we met Will Slocum and Graham Ballou, one of the other director and producer respectively, through some mutual contacts in New York, and saw the script and just fell in love with the project, and we jumped on then.
The script spoke to me, and we were there.
It's always the script.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Simple as that.
So how is it like working with Cheryl and Peter?
They're both hilarious in their own right. Peter's so dry and funny, and Cheryl, obviously with the improv background from Curb Your Enthusiasm, is such an she has unbelievable range. She's done improv for so long, and Alicia Witt has this amazing breakout performance and is so good in this. People are going to definitely want to see it, especially her Friday Night Lights.
Peter and Cheryl are both incredibly professional, and that makes everything a lot easier in the entire filmmaking process for us. So we love working with them. They're great.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and good luck with Pasadena.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. I'm here with Suzanne Clement. Suzanne, tell us why you're here today.
I'm representing Laurence Anyways. It's a movie that comes from French Quebec, and it's the story of a couple. It's a love story between a man and a woman, and the man wants to become a woman, but still is in love with his girlfriend. So the story is amazing. It's just like the most probably ambitious love story I've ever read, and it's coming from my really good friend who's an amazing human being and director. Crazy. I could never say no. Yeah.
All right, I am standing here with Mike Tully. Mike, tell us why you're here today.
This is my 7th year at the Sarasota Film Festival. I've been as a filmmaker 3 times, and I've been as the boyfriend of one of the workers many years. And this year I'm on the Indie Visions jury. So I get to watch film. I always said I was never going to be on a jury because it seems like movies are so subjective that it seems weird, but then I put a positive spin on it, and I think if it's any way that you can sort of shine light on a movie that you think deserves attention, instead of like thinking about with the time I was nominated and didn't win either. I know you were just talking to another fellow loser of the Indie Vision category, but we don't have any baggage with that. We're fine.
So I know you've seen all the movies in your section. Have you seen any movies from the other sections and genres?
I haven't this year. It's really weird because typically I'm soaking up. This is the first year I've only watched the Indie Visions. But that said, I write about movies and make films on my own. And I was at Sundance this year in South by Southwest. So there are other films in the program that I've seen, just not here. It's a great lineup. What Tom does here and what he brings to this community. It's like challenging, ambitious cinema that doesn't always connect with the audience, but that's what's so awesome because you're showing movies to regular audiences. Like typically the people that go to the movies here and fill the theater aren't going to the parties and they don't care about that, and the people that go to the parties don't even really know what the movies are playing. So it's like you need both of those things to sustain the festival, but the audiences there are great. They trust Tom and my wife Holly Herrick, who used to be the director of programming here. They trust them, and they've earned that reputation, and Tom is just sort of putting really challenging good movies in front of the eyes.
I am here with Leo, director of Tipping Point. All right, Leo, please tell me about your movie.
It's a nice short about New York City, and it follows the story of six different apartments in one brownstone building and how life can change in a heartbeat. It's a little nice message.
So what inspired you to make this kind of movie?
New York, and how the amazing energy of that city creates great change in people's lives, and magic can really happen in that city, and it happened in my life, so I might as well just put it in a movie and tell a story about it.
Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of have like a bit of a personal touch in this film.
I guess in everything you do, you want to put a little bit of yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
I am standing here with the Mr. Peter Bogdanovich. Peter, thank you so much for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
And you are here to promote your movie, Pasadena.
Well, I came because they showed it, yeah. I guess I'm promoting it.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's kind of out as promoting it, right?
I guess you could call it that. I just wanted to see it on the big screen. I hadn't seen it. with an audience, and they invited me down. I thought it'd be fun to see it with a big audience, a sizable audience anyway.
Well, are you having fun so far in beautiful Sarasota, Florida?
Oh yeah, it's pretty here.
Yeah?
It's a bit hot.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it actually hasn't been this hot for a while, but yeah.
I know they always say that.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your character in the movie.
Oh, he's a screwed up guy.
He's totally screwed up guy.
It's a dysfunctional family, and he's the father, so he's especially dysfunctional.
Yeah. Okay, so how is it like working with Cheryl Hines?
Oh, good. She's terrific. She's very good. She plays my second wife in the picture. She's terrific. Wonderful to work with. Everybody was. Alicia Witt, she's here too, I think. She was here a little while ago.
Yeah.
And the director was very good, Will Slocum. He wrote it, directed it, did a good job. He's a young guy.
All right, well, Peter, I know they're about to send you in, so thank you so much for talking with me. They are bossing you around, I know. All right, well, thank you so much.
Take care.